Hey everybody, Mike McElroy here with Center Coast Realty. It's time for our July real estate market update. Thanks for stopping by. We're going to talk all about what happened over the past month of real estate in Chicago. But before we get started, remember, every single neighborhood in Chicago is different. What's happening in the Gold Coast might not be happening in the West Loop or in Bronzeville. So if you want to know what's going on in your neighborhood, fill out the form below with your name, email, and let us know what neighborhood you're interested in, and we will handcraft a custom real estate market report and send it right on over to you so you know what's going on in your backyard. All right, let's talk about July, and we're going to start with demand. So this July, we saw a huge year-over-year increase in contracts, up 36% compared to July of last year. That's big, folks. Why did that happen? Normally, July is a slower month in real estate. We start to see things slow down a little bit, but this year, obviously, nothing's normal. So year to date, we've actually seen about 10% fewer contracts in Chicago than we had at this time last year. That's because contracts were down 60% in April and 16% in May. So they started to rebound a little bit, up 17% in June, and then we saw this huge increase in July. So will we catch up? To answer that, we can look even further into the future by checking out showings. So we're actually able to see how many showings there are every single day in the state of Illinois. That's as specific as we can get. Even though showings are a little bit lower now than they were a couple of weeks ago, they're still up 27% compared to this time last year. So that tells us that even though we're probably not going to see as much demand in August as we did in July, which is normal, we're still going to see a lot more demand in August than we did in August of last year, which means that we're going to catch up. I think we'll probably make up most of our coronavirus losses by September or October. At that point, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. The election's obviously coming up in November, and that tends to suck all the air out of the room. And we saw this in 2016. And at that point, I think things may slow down a little bit. The rest of Q4 is kind of anyone's guess. So if you're a home seller and you're planning on selling in 2020, it's not going to get any better than it is right now. So now's your chance to jump on the market. All right, let me talk to the home buyers for a second. So July was also the month that home sellers really came out of the woodwork for the first time this year. The spike in year-over-year new listings was actually even higher than the spike in year-over-year contracts. So if you're a home buyer, you've got a lot more choices than you did even just a month ago, and you've got a little bit less competition. I always say that late summer is one of the best times of the year to buy a place, and this year it seems to be especially true. And as we've been saying for at least a year now, rates are at historic lows. We know people who just locked 30-year fixed rates for under 3% on a condo. Folks, that's crazy. That's the cheapest it's ever been to borrow money, literally. So it's a pretty good time. If you're planning on buying a home in the next year or so, now's a pretty good time to do it. It's been an exciting year of realty, that's for sure. A lot of new things to try and wrap our heads around. So hopefully this report helped you get an idea of what's going on and what it all means to you. Like I said before, if you want to know what's happening in your neighborhood, just fill out the form below with your name, email, and the neighborhood you're interested in. We'll get right back to you. And don't forget to check back next month when we'll be looking at the August real estate numbers and start to get a better idea of what the rest of this fall and the rest of 2020 is going to be like. We'll see you then.